Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 20 of the series My Name Is Farah, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. After a detailed speech where Farah's uncle advocates for the superiority of men over women, he attempts to formalize the engagement between Farah and Bölüm. Rakşan objects, expressing concern about the haste, noting that Farah has recently divorced and not enough time has passed. Bölüm, frustrated, retorts, Farah has been mine for a year. Tahir is out of the picture. Rakşan reveals that Tahir took Farah away, but they are unsure if something happened between them. Furious Uncle Mahmoud declares that for 3 months and 3 days, Tahir and Farah are not allowed to be close. Despite Farah's note to Rakşan urging her to raise the issue, she happily proceeds to the engagement room. Baki, waiting for news about Tahir, questions Gülnur as she arrives home, asking if Bölüm's attempt to take over the shares was successful. Upon hearing the negative response, Baki becomes angry and insists on confronting Bölüm. Gülnur intervenes, questioning what Baki could possibly do and expressing concern. Baki replies, "At least I can die for you," kissing Gülnur and urging her not to say anything. The next day, Tahir's torturer arrives, delivering a message from Bölüm. He warns Tahir to forget the woman he loves, claiming Farah is insane and will forget him too. As the torturer approaches Tahir, he throws him to the ground, rendering him unconscious. After incapacitating him, Tahir uses the torturer's own knife to free his hands. He then forces the other guards into prison, revealing that they are all now his captives. In one of the rooms, Tahir finds a young boy being used to walk across minefields to smuggle contraband through the border. On the wall, he sees Farah's name and finds a scarf, and the boy explains that a woman was imprisoned there, mentioning hearing her daughter's cries before they took her to the hospital. Tahir blows up Bölüm's hideout, killing his men, and escapes with the boy to take him to safety. Mehmet goes to Vera's house and announces his decision to live there for a while. He presents some documents he has investigated to Vera and Parihan. When Vera and Parihan see that Mehmet is getting close to finding Orhan, they immediately contact Orhan. Bölüm's assistant hands Tahir's phone to him, revealing a persistent number that keeps calling. Bölüm dials the number and, before Farah answers, hears Karimshah's voice on the other end, realizing Tahir's phone is with Bölüm and panicking. Shortly after, Bölüm tells Farah that there's no longer any threat to her, and Tahir is now imprisoned in Iran. Farah later approaches Rakşan, urging her to find out from Akbar where Tahir is imprisoned. Otherwise, she threatens to disclose everything about her relationship with Akbar to Bölüm. Rakşan pleads with Akbar to find Tahir's location. Akbar, in turn, asks his brother Mahmoud about Tahir's whereabouts. Mahmoud suggests Akbar join them if he wants to know more, and Akbar agrees. Baki and Tahir's wardens approach a man who has found the code to a safe. The man is injured but claims that those who attacked him wore masks, and he couldn't identify them. On the other side, Bölüm goes to Elias with a bag full of money, thanking him for revealing Tahir's plan. Farah goes to Vera's house and tells Gülnur and Bahadır that they need to open the safe, take the footage, and escape with Karimshah as soon as possible. They head to the company, where Bölüm, suspecting that Farah might have known about Tahir's plan, keeps her under surveillance. When Farah is alone in his room, she approaches the safe, but at the last moment, she sees Tahir's necklace on the ground. She realizes Tahir got caught while taking the footage and understands that it's a trap set by Bölüm. Farah doesn't open the safe, and Bölüm's confidence in Farah's loyalty crumbles. When Farah goes to the company restroom, she encounters Tahir there and embraces him warmly. They share the events that have unfolded and Tahir mentions that he has the footage. He asks Farah to come to see him tomorrow and, in the meantime, plucks a hair from his head. Mehmet, suspecting that Parihan might go to see Orhan after his remarks, follows her. However, when Parihan reaches Con Orhan, chaos ensues as Orhan is not there. Shortly after, Vera arrives, and seeing each other, Vera and Parihan are bewildered. After exchanging some humorous remarks, they leave the scene. In the meeting, contrary to expectations, Gülnur transfers her shares to Farah's name. Bölüm gets angry and shouts. At that moment, Tahir enters, shocking Bölüm and Mahmoud. When they realize that Tahir has taken their gold bullion as well, they are left speechless. Tahir explains that he went through Ali Ghalib's office to trace their connections at the Iran border. Mahmoud, impressed, says, Tahir's information is a blessing we were pursuing. Instead of punishing him, Mahmoud tells Tahir, I'll ensure your security. If you harm Tahir, you'll have to deal with me. First things first. You can't ruin everything for a foolish woman. At dinner, when everyone is gathered around the table, Tahir enters and takes his gun from under the table towards Mehmet. Mehmet does the same. They engage in a verbal confrontation, and then openly point their guns at each other. Tahir says, too bad I have business with you. Otherwise, I'd finish it right here. Tahir hands a scarf he found in Iran to Mehmet and asks him to match it with Farah's hair to see if Farah's mother is alive. Mehmet agrees on the condition that Tahir retrieves his brother's file. At night, Benim tells his assistant that they need to kill Tahir. The next morning, Tahir is shocked when his henchmen bring him Mehmet's brother's file. In Benim's house, Marjan tells Farah that Benim had a heart attack before. Farah reacts with disapproval upon hearing this. Later, Tahir takes Mehmet to his brother's grave, and Mehmet cries bitterly. He then comes back with an axe and a shovel, saying, I won't believe it until it's tested. Tahir reluctantly digs the grave, but there is no corpse. Mehmet is relieved, and Tahir embraces him. Shortly after, the DNA test results arrive, and Mehmet is informed that the body in the grave is not his brother's. Elias observes them from a distance. Gunal shows Baki a settlement request sent by Khan and says, he came 2 weeks ago, but when you were sleeping here, I signed it. Baki is pleased. Akbar is reluctantly drawn into his family's illegal business, and Mahmoud's first condition is for him to marry Marjan. Farah visits Tahir and tells him that Benim had a heart condition and couldn't donate bone marrow to Karim Shah. Tahir says, he didn't want to tell you until he was sure. He hands Farah the scarf and says, your mother is alive. She was your donor. Benim stands above Mehmet's empty brother's grave and tells Elias, Tahir will die at Mehmet's hands, and he'll be buried here. Farah insists on finding her mother immediately and retrieving the film afterward. Tahir says, we can't recover that film. He shot 7 holes in it. But I'll do something so he can't use that film. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for the next episode.